We're looking at the last race, though, at Happy Valley now, with Sunny Star heading the field. Jerry Chow from barrier number 10. Everyone's delight first up for the season. He won his last 2 races last season. Bear again returns as well for David Ferraris, a 3-time winner over the 1650 here. Farshad's had 1 run under his belt, a 3-time course and distance. And we've got a first starter here in the Majestic Victory, who's a 3-time winner out of New Zealand. Parterre was pretty good first up this campaign. Tony Millard, Luke Ferraris will ride him from barrier number 5. Got Compassion Spirits, who was 4th over the 1200, gets up to the 1650 here first up this season. And Piano Solo, who won fresh up this campaign. That was his first win in actual fact. Back up in class, but gets barrier number 12. Matthew Poon rides him. Now, as far as the speed map is concerned then for this one, Mark, good we're saying in the early part of this race. Who are the key horses to look out for?
Got Everyone's Delight drawn beautifully in 2. He's been handy when his last 2 pulled, but he is first up for the season. Parterre has had a run. Just wonder if Alexi might think about letting Parterre go, knowing that he may not give the lead away and just get that run in behind and not do any work with Everyone's Delight.
Yeah, they had a mission last time, a plan on Piano Solo, didn't they, to lead last time. So it'll be interesting to see from barrier 12 and Matthew Poon decides to go forward as well. Thought Compassion Spirit. Farshad's another one who's a bit of a barrier rogue, but he's a horse that has gone forward in the past as well. A Majestic Victory, the first starter. He might just find it a little bit tough out wide there from barrier 8.
Bear Again's another horse that's been on the pace at times in his career also, so there is a number of leaders, thus the pace is down as good for the last.
OK, well, we'll have a look at a couple of the runs in a second. We'll start off, though, back at track work as we hear from Keith Young.
Keith, you ride Compassion Spirit this week, ran 4th first up without a trial, so you'd be expecting some natural improvement?
Yes, I worked him after his last run and he feels in a good form, and Manfred has done a good job with him.
Got such a great record over the 1200 at Happy Valley. What about going to the 1650 for the first time?
It did. You know, when he's raced with speed, when he won his race over the 12, but then he sort of lose his speed a little bit. So they try to put a step up into Shouting 14, and it seems suit him better. And now I think it's time to step up and try 1650.
He's no stranger to you. He's a horse you've had success on in the past.
He did. I won on a race with him last season, and he's honest horse. He always tries hard and gives you everything in the race.
Without that turn of foot that you suggest he might not have now, do you need a constant tempo on? Can he sit and sprint over the 1650?
I've got a good barrier, and it looks like the pace is gonna be on in the race. So I think I can just sit just behind the speed and try have a beautiful run.
It's been a really good week for you. A couple of winners. Shadow Breaker last Wednesday night. That was a massive win coming from last at the turn.
It did. The credit goes to Jimmy. And before I got on the horse, I was still thinking I should go forward. But then Jimmy thinks with the back barrier I should go back, and it worked.
And then going back to last Sunday, the Anomaly. He looks to be a horse with a pretty good future.
Yes, he won on his debut, and he always shows that he's a potential horse. It just needs more time for him to grow, and in time, I think he will become a nice racehorse.
He had them covered pretty easily there on the weekend.
Oh, he did a beautiful one, and with it's no speed in the race, I got an easy lead, and I just have every favourite happening my way.
Nice chat there with Keith. Hope his luck continues then on Wednesday night. Compassion Spirits, his ride here. We'll have a look, though, Paul, at Sunny Star here and Heavenly Thoughts next. And this is my opportunity, isn't it, to get the colours out. Sunny Star, here he is. Now, this is a good run. I wasn't that taken with his recent trial, though. Not sure what you thought of that. Heavenly Thought, the other one, he weakens out, finishes down the field.
Yeah, I don't think Heavenly Thought's been in good form, what we've seen so far. Look, Sunny Star's drawn wide again. I think that's the problem for him. He's going to have to get back again. It was a good run, as you mentioned here, but I think something similar is going to happen in this race with him, so I didn't quite get him in.
I found a spot for him with the pace in the race up front. That will help him get into the race. He's never finished worse than 4th at Happy Valley from 6 starts, and he's a first-up winner in the past. However, he's also won second up, which is important because he's second up this week.
All right, so what about Everyone's Delight, Mark? We saw in the possible things what may happen from the gates. Other horses he's winning here. Harmony Spirit's the other one who finished second, and Total Power. Good run from him in this class to finish third.
It's a bit of a gate swing around. Everyone's Delight draws well again. He had barrier 1 in this race. Harmony Spirit drew 3. He goes out to barrier 9, and Total Power had barrier 3. He goes out to gate number 11. On that, Everyone's Delight's also won his last 3. Had a trial up at Chung Fa Paul. The penny's dropped. He's won 3 from his last 4. I thought he was one of the major stars of this race.
Yeah, I think he'll win. He's had 2 starts at Happy Valley. He's won both of them. He's won fresh up in the past from his only 1 go as well. And he's quite a tough horse, barrier 2. I think he can win.
Another good ride for Alexi Badal as well there. Piano Solo, Paul. Zach Purton really made his mind up for him last time, got out in front and dictated, but it looks tougher this week.
It does, doesn't it? And look, he's got barrier 12. Once again, he drew 7 here and did manage to get to the front, and I thought it was a great ride from Zach to get Piano Solo home. I just wondered with the pace underneath him with Parterre and Everyone's Delight in particular, how hard he's going to have to work. And look, he did pinch the race. You could see these other 2 horses just about nabbed him on the line.
Didn't have him in, but that's been a really strong form race because Meaningful Star has come out and won since, and Yo-Yo King was going to go very close to winning last week as well.
All right, so plenty to consider there. As far as the market is concerned, Paul, Everyone's Delight's a favourite.
Yeah, and I like him. I can see why he's the favourite too. You know, he's unbeaten in Happy Valley and 1 for 1 fresh, so he's on top. Parterre right on the pace there. He's improving all the time. I think he can run a bit of a race from barrier 5. And Canto Prepared, I like him now, second up with Joe Moreira aboard. And Total Power, like, he's going to get a little bit further back, but he has got a good finish, and he's proven he can be placed in this grade. 2, 8, 6 and 9.
On the 10, Compassion Spirit. Keith was good to us on Sunday with the anomaly, so Compassion Spirit will make the each-way plays, currently at 10 and 3.3. Goes to the 16.50 for the first time, but he's going to get just in behind what's anticipated to be a pretty hot speed. 10 on top, Compassion Spirit. Everyone's Delight, definitely the horse to beat, but he does have to carry 131 pounds this week. He did win in Class 4 with 132, so he's carried big weight before. Sunny Star on his very good record at Happy Valley. And Harmony Spirit, cheek pieces come off and he goes back onto the turf here, and he did bump into Everyone's Delight 2 starts ago when running second. So 10 at the each way to beat 2, 1 and 5.
8 and 6, my cue there in the last. I think that the first start is worth a second look. Majestic Victory. Vincent Ho rides in. Vincent back from suspension as well. Thought he was an interesting runner on his trials there for Tony Cruz.